Hello, Bronco fans and football fans alike. Welcome to Broncos Breakdown, Friday, April 9th, 2021. I am your host, Bronco Bill. Let's get right into the news. I got quite a bit of information regarding variable topics. I have Tiger Woods. I have Deshaun Watson, of course. I have some tragedy involving former NFL player. And then, of course, I will always wrap it up with the Colorado Avalanche. So let's get right into the Tiger Woods news. Tiger Woods news. This is a crash update. The Los Angeles Sheriff Department has come out with its final conclusion as to what happened in the Tiger Woods crash situation. And this is the information that I've gathered. It said that he was traveling at a speed of 85 to 87 miles per hour. And when he hit the tree that he severed and broke in half, he was traveling at 78 miles per hour when he hit the tree. Now, the reason why they know this is from that black box. And the black box that was in the SUV showed that he hit the gas pedal instead of the brake once he lost control. So apparently when he's coming around the curve going to the right, he lost control. He inadvertently hit the accelerator pedal instead of the brake, and that's why the speed kept as it was, and why there was no skid marks. Also, people have been wondering why the police department didn't conduct any blood drawn at the site. Well, you don't do it at the site when a person has, multiple injuries that could be life-threatening. So they were asked, well, why didn't they do that at the hospital? Why didn't they take blood for alcohol or indication of any drugs in that nature? And according to the sheriff's lead investigator in this case, it said that they determined that there was no drugs or alcohol in the system, and the reason for this was due to the indication upon the first responder there wasn't any smell of alcohol, no items in the car of any indication that he had taken any substance. So they didn't find any evidence like open containers or pill bottles or anything of that nature that were in the car. Tiger Woods has zero memory of the accident and says that there was never any indication of the brake, that he had made any braking at any time during the crash. Well, we already established that. There was no skid marks, and there was no indication that there was any brakes ever applied. Some other reporters have been wondering, well, why wasn't there a citation for excessive speed? Or why wasn't there some type of an arrest because of reckless driving or anything of that nature? And there wasn't any citation issued because he wasn't observed. Apparently, I did not know this, but a person has to be observed by a police officer breaking the law. So it cannot come from a black box. It cannot come from somebody saying, hey, I saw this person, I saw that person. That can come into question if their testimony is validated and legit. But you cannot come from a black box. And apparently the reason why is because not every vehicle has a black box that contains that type of information. So if you have a vehicle that does contain that black box, but somebody else doesn't, well, it nullifies it. You have to be on the same playing field. So apparently there was no citation issued because there was no visible contact from a police officer that saw it, or that an innocent bystander saw the actual accident upon the first responder getting to the scene after the accident occurred. So that's why this has just been ruled officially as an accident. No citation, no arrest, no drugs, no alcohol, nothing other than a mere accident. So that wraps it up for the Tiger Woods situation. Now let's get into Deshaun Watson. Now, this is very, very detailed, and I have some very, very detailed information in regards to Deshaun Watson. Now, Deshaun Watson, Nike, I should say, has suspended an endorsement deal with Deshaun Watson, along with the headphone branded Beats by Dre, and they have severed their business's relationship with Deshaun Watson. So Nike has suspended, but Beats has severed their relationship. Also, there's been speculation that the NFL should impose their commissioner's exempt list, which means that Deshaun Watson will be on paid leave as a device for getting, excuse me, I'm sorry, that he should be put on the commissioner's exempt list. The reason being is that he will get paid even though he's not playing. Well, the NFL isn't playing any games right now. So the bottom line is the NFL commissioner, Goodell, has not issued that commissioner's exempt list, thereby banning him from anything because the NFL has not contracted any games. They're not doing any OTAs. They're not doing anything that involves any team activities. So Goodell has not placed Deshaun Watson on that exempt list. However, he could place him on there down the road as it gets closer to the draft, as it gets closer to OTAs, as it gets closer to even team meetings. That is still in play. Now, there is a victim that has come forward with her name. Her name is Ashley Solis, and she came out as one of the 22 victims coming forward with the accusations. Now, she wanted to make her name out there, and she wanted to make her statement because she said that she is fighting for all 21 other victims. And this is what she said. She said she is a survivor of assault and harassment. She followed by saying, Watson is my assaulter and Watson is my harasser. Now, that's a pretty bold statement to be made by someone who really, really feels that they have been assaulted and harassed. Now, I don't know this person, obviously, and I obviously don't know Deshaun Watson. But if a person's going to come out and make a bold statement in court and say that this is how they feel and this is what has happened, and put their name out there, it's pretty clear to me that something happened to her. Now, I don't know if Deshaun Watson did any of these things. I don't know. All I do know is that when a person comes out and makes these kind of statements and puts themselves out there in the public eye, you better have a strong conviction, better strong feeling, because if not, you're in serious situation if you're wrong. So Deshaun Watson he's in hot water, guys. He's really, really in hot water, and his defense team, they have their back against the wall. So we'll see where this goes. On a very, very sad note, a former NFL football player, Philip Adams, age 32. He played for the Atlanta Falcons, 49ers, the Patriots, the Seahawks, the Raiders, and the Jets. He was found dead after going on a shooting spree in Carolina where he killed 5 people before turning the gun on himself. Now, the people that he killed was a prominent doctor, age 70, his wife, who is 69, or was 69, and the very, very sad part is our 2 grandkids, age 5 and 9. Now, that hits hard with me, guys, because I have a 9-year-old grandson and I have a 4-year-old granddaughter. And to see that these innocent lives of a 5-year-old and 9-year-old not to take anything away from the doctor who's 70 and his wife was 69, but the granddaughters and grandchildren, I don't know if they're son or daughters, but the grandkids who lost their lives at such a young age as 5 and 9, they were completely innocent in this entire ordeal, is tragic. And it really tugs at my heart. And it's a very, very hard thing for me to wrap my head around why somebody would do that to innocent kids. Yeah, it grips me pretty hard, guys. But anyways, let's move on. Let's go to A.J. Boye. Now, A.J. Boye was released by the Denver Broncos on February 10th. Well, he has now signed a contract with the Carolina Panthers. The contract was not disclosed. I don't know the length in years. I don't know the term. I don't know the salary. But he did sign with the Carolina Panthers. And he finished up the season with the Broncos, then was released. But he's going to have to finish up the first 2 games again or with Carolina on a suspension. And the reason why he's on suspension is because he was suspended due to the policy of violating the league's policy on performance-enhancing substances. So he's going to have to start the season with the Panthers basically on suspension. So he will not be active until week 3, whenever that takes place. Let's go to Drew Lock. The Denver Broncos starting quarterback for the 2021 season is very, very much up in the air. And the reason why I say that and why I know that is because Drew Lock is not 100% in the favor of George Paton. Now, George Paton, like I mentioned, has 0 ties to Drew Lock. However, with quarterbacks less attractive like the ones that are out there in Minshew and Alex Smith, George Paton may have to try and move up the draft. He may have to try and trade with Atlanta to get the number 4 pick. His eyes right now are on Trey Lance and Justin Fields, and I say that's good. That's really good because I don't want a Minshew or I don't want an Alex Smith. Yes, Alex Smith is good, but he's coming off that catastrophic leg injury, and Minshew is what, mincemeat at best. I mean, Minshew is nothing really, guys. He's and heaven forbid we even look at Deshaun Watson. I don't even want to go down that road, and I'm not even going to go down that road because it's ridiculous. Doesn't make any sense to go down that road because I don't want somebody who has an off-field incident. But I digress. I move on. Let's go to Jake McDonald. And this is Colorado Avalanche news. I'm shifting to the Avalanche. The game is tonight at 7 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Mountain time. So if you're Colorado Avalanche fans, if you're hockey fans, just letting you know that game's on tonight against the Anaheim Ducks. So that being said, let me start out with that before I get to Jacob McDonald. Colorado Avalanche, they had their 15-game point streak snapped in a very, very ugly way. After beating the Wild 5-4 on Monday, they came out on Wednesday and just looked awful. I mean, beyond awful. They looked pathetic. They played horribly. They took penalty after penalty. They turned the puck over in their own zone. That resulted in uneven advantages, resulted in goals. And at the end, the Avalanche lost 8-3. 8-3? That's pathetic, guys. Okay, I know you took the Wild lightly. I know you took them like you could just come out and skate on the ice and just show up and win. Well, guess what? You got smacked in the mouth. And not only that, but Jacob McDonald got a suspension, a 2-game suspension for an illegal check to the head of the Wild forward Ryan Hartman. Really? In the first period of a game you're losing 8-3. Now in the first period, yeah, they're losing 3-0. But do you take a shot to a guy's head? But yes, during the game, there was no penalty issued. But the league went back and looked at the review and determined that McDonald's shot to the head of Hartman was illegal and therefore resulted in a 2-game suspension. So we don't have Hartman tonight. And we don't have Bryson because Bryson's on the COVID protocol list. So now we have 2 of our top defensemen out. And we face the Anaheim Ducks tonight, where we need to keep our 4-point lead over the Las Vegas Knights intact without 2 of our best defensemen out. Thanks, Hartman. That was a ridiculous, stupid move. Bryson, yes, I understand. You got your own COVID protocol. That's not necessarily your fault. But Hartman, that is your fault. And you need to play smart, and you need to play better, and you need to quit putting your team in jeopardy of losing games. You can't do that, guys. You can't. It's a short season, 56-game season, not 82. Every game is important. Every game means a lot. We're trying to win a Stanley Cup. We're trying to get to the playoffs. We're trying to win our division. You've got to be smart. And that's all I have to say about that. That's it, guys. That's my take on Friday. Enjoy the game if you're watching it. If not, enjoy your weekend. And thank you so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. You have any comments, questions, put them down there in the comment line. I greatly appreciate it. We'll talk to you next Friday. Take care. Bye-bye.